He was walking the red carpet, flashes, fans, chaos, when he noticed a little black girl being shoved aside by security. Without hesitation, Keanu steps out of line, kneels beside her and says, "You okay?" The crowd goes silent. Reporters turn. He helps her up, signs her notebook, but just as he's about to walk away, she nervously says, "My grandpa always talked about you. He was Private Jackson." Keanu freezes. His smile fades. "Wait, your grandpa was Jackson from Okinawa?" His eyes well up. He clutches her notebook like it's sacred. What did Private Jackson do for Keanu? Like for part 2, this story's just getting started. Keanu's fingers trembled as they held the little girl's notebook, the weight of her words collapsing the years between now and a long-forgotten battlefield. "Okinawa," he repeated, his voice cracking, eyes misty. "Private Jackson, he saved my life." The little girl's eyes widened. "My grandpa did." Keanu nodded slowly, his gaze drifting beyond the glitzy lights, past the camera flashes, to a memory buried under decades of fame and silence. "We were ambushed. Everything was fire and shouting and fear. I was barely 19. Your grandfather, he dragged me out of a crater under heavy fire. He got shot twice doing it, but he wouldn't leave me." The crowd, once buzzing, stood in stunned reverence. A few reporters lowered their cameras. "I never got to thank him," Keanu whispered, blinking away the tears. "After the medevac, I never saw him again. I thought he didn't make it." The girl, her name was Amara, reached into her small satchel and pulled out a yellowed photograph. "He did. This is you, right?" she asked, showing him a creased image. A group of young soldiers grinning in muddy uniforms. In the back, a fresh-faced Keanu stood beside a tall black man, Private Jackson. He gasped, touching the photo like it might vanish. "That's us," he murmured. "I thought I'd never see this again." Amara smiled, holding out the picture. He carried this in his wallet until the day he died. That night, Keanu didn't return to his hotel. Instead, he took Amara and her mother to dinner. Nothing fancy, just a quiet place with old jazz playing in the background. They talked for hours. Keanu told stories of the war, of a brave, funny man who kept everyone's spirits alive with jokes and kindness, even when the world burned around them. Amara's mother filled in the years after Jackson returned home, raised a family, and kept a humble life. He never spoke much about the war, but always mentioned the young kid with the quiet eyes he once saved. He said he hoped that kid had done something good with his life. "He'd be proud of you," Amara's mom said. "He always believed kindness could change the world." Keanu swallowed hard. "Your grandfather changed mine." A few months later, a small ceremony was held at a quiet military cemetery. Keanu personally arranged for Private Jackson to be posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. Veterans came. Cameras didn't. It was private, like Jackson would have wanted. As the medal was placed beside his headstone, Keanu stood with Amara, holding her hand. "I wouldn't be here without him," he said, voice steady. "He gave me a second chance, and because of him, I've tried to live every day in a way that would have made him proud." Amara hugged him tightly. "You have." Years passed. Keanu and Amara stayed in touch. Letters, birthdays, occasional visits. When she graduated high school, Keanu was there in the front row cheering. When she spoke about wanting to become a filmmaker to tell stories of unsung heroes, he helped fund her first documentary. It was called Private Jackson, the man who saved a future. And when the documentary premiered years later at Sundance, Keanu Reeves introduced it himself. The audience gave a standing ovation, not just for the film, but for the legacy of a man whose bravery had quietly rippled through generations. As Keanu stood beside Amara on that stage, he whispered, "He's still saving people, you know, through you, through this." And for once, under all the lights and applause, he didn't feel like a star. He felt like a grandson.